Hi guys, this is a quick video. I just wanted to talk about a new implementation, I suppose, of trading bot that I used. Yeah, so yeah, to get started, this is not financial advice, so it's more for educational purposes. If you guys want to trade setup bots, yeah, maybe you're interested in this. So yeah, I used to run this bot, which was trading one pairing with one strategy, and there was some issues with it. Whereas so I was using pandas to run the technical analysis library, and there was some bug that would happen, after running the program for 3 days, um, where I was casting the Panda data frame, and that's probably one of the problems, that I wasn't using the right way to add the data. I should have used I should have made this another way. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. Um, yeah, so this was the error. After 3 days or so, the input was the shape was wrong. It's like there was less, like a lower number of data casting into like something that was expecting a higher number. I'm not exactly sure of the details. I tried to work around. I'm not sure if it was good enough. I don't think so. Anyways, this new version that I've been using, I don't use technical analysis anymore. I just calculate. I have RSI function, so I don't need to use pandas. So I don't have that problem that I could have probably fixed, but I didn't care enough for what I was using. Just simple moving average and RSI. I don't really need to use the whole technical analysis library, so I just made the function myself in this other code, other trading bot, and this new trading bot is different. It's modular. It's using a WebSocket server, whereas like the other way I was working was like the client would connect directly to the server. Now I have a client that connects to the server, the Kraken WebSocket, to get the feed. But what I do is I repeat the signal, so I send it to a WebSocket server that I run locally, and then from there, other applications can access the the WebSocket locally. So this resolves issues. Um, Basically, if you were using your IP for a live environment, trading live, and then if you were doing some development and you had some unexpected bug, I suppose, that would connect too many connection to the WebSocket, you could get banned for a couple hours, and then your live trading would have been upset by it. And yeah, not ideal if you're doing live setups. So instead, what you probably like, best practice is to use like a client that would. All this does is it starts a thread that connects to the Kraken server, and then we start another WebSocket connection to the local web server, and so basically whenever the thread receives a message from the Kraken server, we load the message in the global, we set this boolean to true, and we set the time, and then there's a main loop here, so whenever new message is true, we set it to false, and then we send the message to the server. And so I have a try except here. Basically, There can be broken pipes sometimes your WebSockets. So what you do try, and if you get an error, you just reconnect, and that's gonna be solid. Um, and what you want to do to for the so I have a callback. Like there's two ways to use WebSockets. Basically, there's multiple WebSockets libraries. So this I use two of them. So we're gonna talk about this. This is WebSocket dash client, which is only a client, uses callbacks. So when you so you can start a thread, and then in the thread there's a couple callbacks. So on open, on message, on close, there's more than that, but that's what I use. And the one thing you want to do if you're gonna do Kraken connection, sometimes on close, like sometimes the Kraken is gonna close the connection for whichever reason. So whenever they do, just start a new thread, and that's pretty much all. I mean, there's also like what I check is time. I compare time to last time, and which last time is like set every time we get a message. So this should get set like multiple times a second. And then if we haven't got any like that the time didn't change for more than 15 seconds, we're gonna make another. Well, we're actually gonna wait 30 seconds, so to not to spam too often. So basically, yeah, 45 seconds, and then we're gonna start a new thread, and then we're gonna set time again, and hopefully it's gonna work eventually. Yeah, because sometimes the server goes out for maintenance, so eventually it's gonna connect again, and you're gonna get fed some data. So yeah, WebSocket client. So basically, I connect to the Kraken server. I send him all the pairing, like the subscriptions. I'm gonna connect. It's probably somewhere. So, well, I don't think it really matters. The subscription. I think it's pretty straightforward. Yeah, there's not much. This basically we start the Kraken thread, start a local thread, and then we manage the messages. So so for the server that runs locally, I use async.io. It's basically something I've never really used in the past. So it's running solo on the side. I could probably like merge the client with the server, but whatever. For now, it's modular and it works for me. This is yeah, WebSocket server. So basically, it broadcasts everything that any connection sends. But I only have like one connection sending it data, which is the connection that gets the data from the Kraken server. So this is only gonna rebroadcast whatever we get from Kraken to all the other applications that are connected, which can be more or less. So like you probably want to have like a strategy application where it just finds spots to get in trades, and then with that you probably want like a service. So what I do, I have like a Flask web application to have some sort of user interface. If I need to do some change, I can do it with HTTP HTTP requests. So this runs yeah, Flask. It's got like a mini web server running on localhost, and then this service has like endpoints that I use. So like by that's one of the endpoints where your strategy just is gonna send like well yeah. So first you find an entry with whatever strategy. So this comes included with this has a strategy of its own, right? It's just looking at the RSI 34, um, slower than 15, and if it's not zero, because I guess it could be, and that would mean that there's a problem with the data. Um, and not in position, not no trade setup. This basically makes so that once you send the trade, it's not gonna spam it to your web server all the time. So once the condition is true, basically you do a request, you load the ticker and the value, and then you post. These probably should be post both of them, but like I this is there's a get here because I can actually do it like manually if I wanna, and then I can I can load a ticker and it's gonna send me it's gonna bring me a page where I can just buy. But yeah, I can probably do like an example here. It's not gonna work with XMR because I'm already in a trade with it. So whenever I load send buy, it's not gonna do anything because I'm already positioned with the XMR trade. So, but let's say I would do like I don't know, storage 150, and then buy. Then we would have like the storage, boom, it's added to the pairing. So now the bot is watching. Like once it's added in here, it doesn't really buy off the bat. It's just gonna wait for the price to move 1% on your side, like favorably on the upside. And once that happens, we're gonna buy. So you can yeah, this is the endpoint HTTP endpoint that you can call a few functions. Like I don't have like a home page. I didn't care about the front end much. Shouldn't interact with it much anyways. Most of this stuff should be automated. But yeah, if you type in show, it's gonna loop through all the positions and tell you details about it. Yeah. So this, yeah, a new implementation of the trade bot. Basically, it's much better. Trades multiple. It looks at multiple pairing, and it handles multiple strategies and trades at the same time because I'm using classes, right? So like here, there's a candle class that I use to gather the data, and then with that, I can get RSI, and this is pretty simple RSI. I have like a more advanced version of this class because I did like a new version that's using a little more. It's using 4 hour. So initially I had like the 1 minute candle, but I decided to add a way to set up the 4 hour, so that I can get the RSI for 4 hour and for the 1 minute. This is better for my latest strategy, but whatever, doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is rather a simple class, but it handles all the messages that the WebSocket's gonna get. We strip it, and then we get we set the prices of each candle. Basically, it's a 1 minute candle. So every that like in the main loop, what happens is we're gonna loop all the time. Like every quarter second, we loop, and then whenever the second is zero and we're not appending, we're gonna append. So it appends calls the append function once a minute to get the 1 minute candle, like the high, the low, uh, the open, the close, and with that I'm able to get the RSI for the 1 minute. And then if you want, you can build a better class that handles more than 1 minute. But with the 1 minute candle, you can build like any other candle that's got a bigger, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, whatever. You can build whatever candle with that list. So yeah, I guess I could go lower than 1 minute if I really wanted to, but yeah, I don't really need. I'm doing like that. This is like this is not trading like on high frequency, but yeah. Um, so strategy multi. So basically, yeah, we have a list of all the pairings, and then we go through the list. We create a candle object for each item in the list, and then we load these objects in a set, and that's what I work with is the set, and then start new thread. So this is making a WebSocket connection to my local WebSocket server so that it gets the data feed, and then yeah, it looks for an entry point. Whenever we get an entry point, we send the data to the server. The server is gonna pick it up, and then yeah. So the server has a class called strategy. Basically, it's gonna handle the again the WebSocket messages, but this time it's gonna be more about how we handling the trade. So this I mean, okay, so we have let's start with the main, I suppose. Oh, there's not much with okay, so I get config, which is just I have a config file with data in it in a dictionary format. So all I do really is I open the file and I JSON loads.read, and then JSON loads. I mean the dictionary format is the same format as JSON, so I just use this JSON object to make a dictionary in config, and then later on I use I only use it for my API keys. Basically, it's just whatever. I don't use it much. So yeah, Kraken signature, Kraken request. These are for to build the API header for the HTTP request that I'm gonna do to send orders. So I got function like raise limit. So limit, like basically this is a global that I use uh yeah, the number of strategies. So it depends like how much I have money to trade with. So yeah, if we go back on this guy, basically this is like creating $80 value orders of whatever pairing I'm trading, and then if you want, let's say you only have $500, you don't want to use more than that, whatever. Um, that's what you do. You set up the number of strategies that you want based on the amount that you use. Just make sure you don't, try to buy stuff if you don't have the credits. It's not gonna work. But yeah, so that you can change manually. Like if you went in and out a few trades and you made some money and you can afford an extra strategy, well, you can call the the raise limit, right? So you just call the endpoint, and then strategy limit increased. So technically, it's at 7. So I can also decrease that if I want to. I'm pretty sure I have a decrease limit function to bring it back to 6. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, raise limit, decrease limit. We have a load. load, which basically gets arguments of the ticker and the value, and then from load we can buy. And then so we have show. Show is gonna show all the pairings and details about the setups. Then we have remove. So yeah, it's possible to remove a pairing because there can be multiple reasons why you want to do that. Um, Buy, which is basically this is just sending the buy order. It's gonna check first. It's gonna make sure you don't have a pairing. So if you already have a if the ticker is already in uh, in one of the strategy that you have, I don't. It means like it's gonna be a duplicate, and it's possible like if you have multiple strategies running at the same times and two strategy hit at once or one after another, doesn't matter. It's only gonna trade it once, so you don't have like multiple strategies of the same pairing trading at once. And then this yeah, if we didn't have duplicate, we're gonna and the strategy counter is lower than the limit because this counter is gonna get increased for each items. And then so if it's greater uh if it's equal or greater than the limit, we're not gonna add because we're tapped out. And then if all is good, we're gonna set up a new strategy and add it to the set. And then once we do, we're gonna print every time we add a strategy, we print all the pairings in the set. And so this so relatively simple. Get config starts the thread to get the data, and then we start the Flask web server. Then gives us a bit of a user interface. Not much. I don't have an home page. I probably should have an home page with buttons to access all the endpoints instead of typing the endpoints. I'm just too lazy. I never been fond of the front end, but yeah, I'll get to it at some point, I'm sure. Um, so yeah, the strategy class, we new message every time the WebSocket gives us a message, we strip it. We get and then we call get side. Get side basically is gonna do a couple of things. It's gonna change the it's gonna change the value whenever we made so much profit. So basically the side value is the percentage that trails either way. So if the price go because initially the value is 1, so 1%. So if the price moves up by 1%, well, we're gonna call set position and be like, okay, the price move up. But this I can move like just like a trailing, either up or down. This can be changed. So whenever I start a setup for a trade, it's gonna be 1. Price move by 1, I buy, and then I change that number to 3 because I want to trail by 3%. And then if we make enough money, like if the this is the side modifier, which basically starts at 1.2, which is 20%. So if we made more, like if the price is up by 20% from the entry price, we'd be like, okay, we made enough profit, we're gonna trail 6% instead of 3, and we're gonna change the modifier by another zero point 0.2, so that if the price, like if we manage to be in a trade and it moved 40% in our favor, then we're gonna add another 3%. So we trail longer and longer, the more money we make, so that we can stay longer and longer in the in the trade and make more money. And then if the price goes down and we didn't make money, we just we set up. This is my strategy is that assuming we're in a bull market, I don't use stop loss. If the price goes against my setup, I'm just gonna change my minimum margin. So if it goes down by 5%, I'm going to increase my margin, the necessary profit. So, cause yeah, I, I'm. This is gonna be like money that's gonna be held in a trade. Maybe it's gonna take a month before we get out of it, cause whatever the markets took a downturn. So what I do when this happens, to you know, I need to make more money since I had my money tied up for longer than what was ideal, so I didn't make money. So to make up for that loss, I increased my minimum margin by 5%. If so, every time it goes below, it goes below 5, we set the minimum margin to an extra 0.05, and then that happens like every 5%. So if we go down by 10, we're gonna add another 0.05, and so on. And yeah, get side. So the first time it loops in, we set the old mark as a mark, and then this basically check, like it compares the new price to the old price and decide if it was moving up or down, and if it did so by the amount of side value, which can change. um, we're gonna set the side as up or down, and then we're gonna call set position. So when we call set position, it means that the price moved either up or down by X%, and then we're gonna take action. So if we're not in the trade and we want to set up, we're just gonna buy. And if the price goes down, we made some money, we're gonna sell. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I don't want to really overextend this video. I just wanted to talk about this new trading bot. It's using Poetry. I stopped, like, I think, yeah, I'm running Arch Linux, and it's best to use virtual environment instead of pip installing everything that you need for every project. Because yeah, I mean, my it's not ideal to break your system libraries with random libraries. So you just want to keep that shit apart whenever you do development with third-party libraries. It's good to use Poetry. So I do, and yeah, maybe you should do if you don't. Anyways, you really don't have to. You can pip install whatever you want. I don't care. I use yeah, underscore thread for threading, is which is like lower level than threading, but like I don't need to manage the threads. I only use one. It's no big deal. And yeah, so for the server, it's using async IO and WebSockets, right? So WebSockets is the one WebSocket server that uses async IO, and and WebSocket without the S is the WebSocket dash client that doesn't use async IO. It uses callback, which is different way to do it. I'm more used to this library, but I had to implement a server here, so I basically took this off the web. First link I got, like this was the example, and the example was exactly what I needed for my application. So I didn't even change it. I think I commented out some of the things, but yeah, async IO is it's great. It's faster. Like if you're using threading, uh, well, I'm not. I think async IO probably uses multiprocessing in the background, but I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, threading is not like concurrent. So like the each of the threads are gonna execute one after the other. But in my case, like here, all I do is I set messages to the content that I just got. I set this boolean to true, and I set the time to whatever the current time is. So like this goes fast. Like I didn't really measure how fast, but I could, and but I don't really care to because I know there's no bottleneck. I'm pretty sure there's no bottleneck there. I mean, it's I can certainly make things better. Like um like here for instance, this this gets see all of the clients that connects locally, they get all the message from all the subscriptions, but really I could have like a localized subscription system where this would only subscribe to whatever pairing that I'm trading. Instead it gets all the messages from all the pairing. So I mean, sometimes there can be bottleneck, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure how WebSocket handles the things in the background. Is it gonna wait for the callback to process, or is it gonna ignore the things when it doesn't have access to the callback function? I'm not really sure. I haven't really got like into that kind of depth, but I don't think it's a problem. It seems to be running pretty smooth. Like we're talking 100,000 of a second. Like this takes, I think it takes like 600,000 of a second, and like each thread is allocated like 15 milliseconds. So yeah, I think it's good. I mean, it could certainly be better. It could run a bit faster, but not too concerned about it at this point. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a wrap for this video. Um, yeah, remove. Oh yeah, I suppose I could show you the remove because I don't really want to trade this. Um, so yeah, sure, whatever. Uh, so it's gonna be mm, like that. Oh shit. I mean, yes, wrong server. That should work. So if you go here, we remove storage SD, so we only have XMR left, which we're positioned in and waiting. So yeah, this XMR trade, I manually set it up, yesterday just to test, and so I got in here, price went down there, so it dipped more than 5%, and then when that happens, we change the minimum profit. So instead of only taking 5, oh shit. We are up to 10, right? Minimum margin 1.1, trading 3, entry 121. So we got in at 121, it went down to 115, so we were down 5%. So we increased the minimum margin. So now, yeah, it's gonna have to go up to 130, 132 or so, 133, whatever, and probably more because I need a couple of percent for the like trading. So because it only signals the downside whenever it's gonna go down by 3%, and then if it does so, and we didn't have the minimum margin, well, we're not gonna take the money. So initially it starts at 5%, so I need to go up to 8 so I can lock 5. And now that the minimum is 1.1, it needs to go up to 13 to take the 10, which is fine. Um, it's probably gonna happen eventually. It's strategy is easy. Like in a bull market, you just try to get the best entries, and then you hold till you make some money. In the bear market, it's a different ball game because you probably need to short to make some money. And I'm not actually doing I don't do any leverage or any kind of speculation. So I don't. I just buy and sell the things. So my strategy is only gonna work in the bull market. Yeah, fucking Monero, right? It dipped hard. Like that was the Binance news, the Binance delisting dipped so hard. I got lucky. I bought here and I made some nice money, and then I got back into it, and but it's not relevant. Anyways, yeah, I think that's a wrap for this video. Hope you liked it. Hope you can benefit from it, and have a good day.